Getting Everything You Can Out of All You've Got by Jay Abraham. I mean, guys, if that title doesn't excite you, I don't know what does. That is an insane title. Because this man, the book is so big, and the title is the entire front page because he gets everything he can out of all he's got. Look, this is the book to take your business to that next level of profitability, that next level of growth, that next level of success. Because look, here's the deal. You can be there and you can be doing whatever it is you want to do. But the biggest thing for like any company is to take what they have, the assets they have, the growth they have, the bottom line that they have, and to grow it and grow it and grow it and get everything they can out of all they've got, which is huge, right? That makes sense for everybody. It makes sense for anyone you do. What Jay does in this book is so surreal because he shows the top 3 ways to increase the number of clients you have, increase the amount of money they spend with you, and increase the amount of times they spend money with you so that you can actually go out there and serve them so much better and actually fulfill their needs more than ever before, especially for more people. And throughout the book, he goes through all these unique, insanely valuable ways to actually take the people that you're working with right now and to provide more service to them, to provide more value to them, to get more out of what you have, to get everything that you can out of all you've got. It sounds really great. I love it. But the strategies and principles that Jay talks about are just so surreal because this man has literally spent years and years and years, like decades of his life, going out there and mentoring businesses, developing with businesses. He has so many case studies, examples in this book that actually show how a company, went from originally they only had these capital struggles, they had these liquidity struggles, they were unable to maximize the profitability. And a lot of times these very simple changes, like he changed a headline in one ad and they made like 7 times more money from it. I mean, that's insane, right? That's just copywriting, but there's so many other great examples where he actually shifts your mindset to really consider exactly what you can get out of the marketplace based on what you put in. Because, with some companies, he talks about having joint ventures or having group profits with them. One thing he did was there were these guys that wanted to start a motorcycle company, but they didn't have the money and they weren't able to get everything they could out of all they got because the place they were in the marketplace was a tough space. They didn't have the startup space. So they found a factory that made lawnmowers and they were only using, half of the shifts possible. And they used the other half of the shifts to go out, take the tools they had, take the machines that they had, and actually manufacture motorcycles. Smallest plant in China. And they went out there and crushed it because what they were able to do was acknowledge what they had and what they didn't have and then partner with people so that they could maximize the efficiency, maximize the economic output coming from the machines, coming from the investments that they had already made in themselves and their businesses, because originally they weren't able to use them to their maximum potential. They weren't able to get everything they could out of it. And it relates to so many aspects of current business and current development, current growth. I know specifically with some of the companies I run, it's all about outbound marketing and getting people in the door to help them learn how to create real savings and retirements with long-term compounding asset growth in the American economy. And originally it was so difficult because we weren't getting everything we could out of all we had, right? You have this mailing list, you have these people that work with you, you have these clients that work with you, you have all these people in the marketplace that are sharing their experiences, sharing their stories, sharing their influence with you. And then Jay talks about how to actually take that to do a whole nother level of constant contact, constant persistence. Persistence in your message so that you can serve them at a higher level and actually grow with them to this whole nother extent. That's just so surreal compared to where you were before, because instead of being just a player in the space or being someone to help them, you're actually elevating yourself to a whole nother position of preeminence in the marketplace because you're getting every ounce of value from you to them and them to you because you provide so much to them. It just makes sense to get absolutely everything you can of everything you use. And then also he talks about partnerships, ventures. He grew up as a commission-based salesman because the only way he was able to support his wife, his 2 kids at like age 20 was to go out there. He didn't have, the education or whatever. He just had to produce results. He had to get everything he could out of the life he was given, which is huge. It's that motivation factor that you literally have no choice but to do it. And it's something Damon John talks about in The Power of Broke, which is another book review. I'll link it below. That was a really great one. He talks about going out there and just doing it because you have no option but to succeed, which is it's crazy. So he talks about like joint ventures, partnerships, and he would actually go and create these deals between players in the marketplace where originally they would maybe have an unutilized list of contacts, like a house, right? They would sell people houses, a real estate firm. They would have all these contacts that first they purchased houses, and then they would partner with these landscapers, lawn mowing companies, hedges, all these, home service companies. They would actually go to these new prospects that just bought their house and say, hey, do you want our amazing special deal for the products and services that we offer? Since you're a new home buyer with this company that we work with, we'll actually share it with you for this exclusive introductory pricing. And now you're getting everything you can out of those clients as an affiliate relationship, because instead of just leaving them on their own to do their yard, to do their hedges, to do their trees, whatever it is that they want to do for their landscaping, you're actually servicing them at such a higher level by partnering with other non-competitive firms in the marketplace and using their non-competitive products and services as a way to expand your sphere of influence and create more value for your customers and bring more value in from them based on whatever it is that you want to do in the marketplace to create this insane corporate growth that's actually going to take them to a whole other level of growth, persistence, service, perseverance in the marketplace over what they were at before, given their positioning in the marketplace. It's insane, guys. Radical, radical, radical. I love it, because what this guy does, what Jay does, is so crazy compared to all the other prospects and growth strategies in the marketplace. He tells so many stories about these companies, and they were struggling to break even on ads, break even on costs. But then what they did was, hey, the people that they did bring in, and instead of worrying so much about new clients, new people, new, they just took what they had and they got more from it. They got everything they could out of all they had. And it was crazy because they were actually setting out these mail campaigns, and people were literally, they were mailing paychecks or they were mailing stuff. And he talks so much about direct mail, and it applies specifically nowadays with email marketing, about combining products and services and sales messages and anything that you could with the stuff that you already have, and using that as a way to fund this growth, to fund this development in a whole new sphere of influence that just wasn't available before. And that's the exact way that they were actually able to take their positioning to this whole nother perspective, this whole new place in the market where originally it was so difficult for them to actually get it done, actually finish what they were doing. But because they were in the space, they were in the sphere of influence to do it, they were able to go out there and crush it, because what they did was they took what they had and they multiplied the value of it. They multiplied the productivity of it. They took it to this whole nother level. There's so many great stories of companies like that that were actually just going out there and crushing it based off the advice that he gave. And it was really interesting, especially with that one company where Jay literally just told this one guy, hey, look for other firms, non-competitive firms in the marketplace, ask them what they're doing and say, hey, can we add our services to what they were doing? And that single line of advice actually took this man to millions and millions of dollars in profit, because he was able to partner with that company that just used their facilities in overtime to produce that other non-competitive product in the marketplace and create value for new clients, new consumers that they were able to use consistently to create those strong revenues and profits. Same thing happens with all the people that work with Jay, and he just shows them these new paths to success, and he documents everything he's done in the book so that you can actually take the experience and knowledge he's accumulated over years and years and years of working with firms in these very, very diverse different areas of the market, and you can actually interweave all those different ideas and different strategies and different ways of thinking from all these different spheres of influence in different industries into whatever it is that you do, and apply those exact strategies, techniques, patterns, and just ways to create more value. You can apply those exactly into what you do by expanding and looking at everything all these other firms, all the other people that he's worked with have done, and using that as a complete and total growth curve to skyrocket your professional and personal success by delivering so ridiculously much value that you can't just help but be seen as valuable in the marketplace. And another thing he talks about, sort of like in the Raving Fans book review that I did a little bit earlier, which you guys, I'll link it below the YouTube video for that book review. But the important thing with it was that instead of, just having these raving fans, he actually shows you exactly how to create a very, very specific, replicatable, and applicable client referral service, structure in your company. So for example, he had these doctors and they were actually servicing their clients, maybe they were dentists, and instead of having to ask for referrals at the end after they provided service, at the beginning they established, hey, this is a very exclusive practice. I only take on a couple clients and I give them extremely high results, and I don't do outbound marketing. All I ask is that if the services I provide to you are immeasurably valuable, that you just refer 2 of your closest friends that could use my services and show them what I have to offer. I'll give them a free consultation and a free first service. service. And using that strategy of just bringing people in based on the people that you have and using them as service, because those people, those referred clients, are going to spend more in the long term. They're going to be more loyal in the long term. They're going to stick with you longer because they had that initial entry point of someone that they knew, and then that service that you provided them fulfilled the promises that you made, fulfilled the promises their friends made, and the referral is going to last for years and years and years to come because of that strong value proposition that you provide to the marketplace. There are so many instances like that Jay goes through where he's actually able to just skyrocket the amount of value he gets from every single thing his clients do, because his clients are now taking their services to a whole nother level where they're giving their clients more ability to provide value to them because they provide so much value to them. Because they went out there and did the work for them, they're saying, hey, here's a little bit more of what you can do to support me. And that's what they use to get everything they can out of all they've got. And I think the biggest thing with it, just like that, is to actually get those action steps, get those very, very applicable strategies that you can use to like just give you the edge, and give you the edge in a way that's so huge that before like I read this book, it's like night and day. What I see when I look at my company, when I look at the clients I serve, when I look at the people I work with, when I look at my dream prospects, when I look at exactly how I treat every single person that walks through the door, you know, metaphorically, physically, online, offline, whatever it is that you do, the way to get everything and to outperform, just crush the competition, those are the exact strategies that Jay reveals, the exact secrets that honestly have probably taken years, decades of this man's life to discover, and he's written them all out on plain paper just for you to see in this book, and it's just insane. Immeasurably, it's crazy, it's ridiculous how like applicable every single thing Jay writes in here is, because you can use them instantly to transform the way that your business operates, the way they bring in clients, the way they bring in people, and then the way they service those people to get more purchases, to get more frequent purchases, and to get more people in to create a higher level of service, a higher level of value, and eventually a higher level of profits for you by establishing this insane level of value in the marketplace that no one else can comprehend. I hope you guys find this really, really valuable. I hope you love it. This book literally changed the way I look at so many things in my personal business, because the thing with it is I really wasn't getting everything I could out of all I've gotten. This really took what I had, like if what I had was this phone, it took it and it grew that sphere of influence. It grew the opportunities I had. It grew everything I had to like the size of a giant iPad Pro, whatever. It just expanded so much, because now instead of just, you know, showing them one thing and just showing them that one product I had, like my book, for example, I was actually able to go and look back at all the different things across a ladder of value that would make sense for what the people I was working with, what my clients would need, based off where they are right now with stock services or any other financial services I do, versus where they used to be. So like, how did they get to where they are? How did they want to create these real savings and retirements through the stock market, right? You have to look at where they come from, look at what they're going through to get to your products and services, look at your products and services for sure, but also look at where they would go after that. What could they go above that? And then either create it or create an affiliate relationship or partner with a company that does it very well in the market. And those are the strategies and techniques that are actually able to take you to that whole new level of personal business success, because you're giving your client such a higher level of experience and value and quality that just wasn't there before. And now you can do it. And I hope you guys take this knowledge, I hope you apply it. But more so, this book has so much that I just can't pack into this little video, because it's just so many case studies, so many very specific examples that provide unique business insights. And I just can't get through every single one of those principles and insights. You know, I really recommend you get this book and take notes, highlight it. This is one of those books where, you know, a lot of the ones I read, I highlight, you write in them. This one, for sure, you definitely need to get some notes, because the principles in here are so invaluable. They're worth millions and millions and millions and millions. It's so much. It's just direct value in the marketplace. Can't recommend it enough. There's a link below to get your copy. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys love this video. I hope you guys go out there, create results, make people happy, give them exactly what they want, and crush it. Thanks. See ya.